Namaskar. A warm welcome to World News and Indian Perspective on All India Radio. This is Prashant Kumar Sinha, and with me is Vaibhav Jyotsna Srivastav, bringing glimpses of major developments of the day from across the globe. Over the next half an hour, we shall bring you the latest from the world of politics, economy, sports, entertainment, and more. As the world fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin the program with a message of caution to stay safe and protected by following these three simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. The headlines: India's military might, cultural diversity, social and economic progress on display at Rajpath on 72nd Republic Day. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says climate adaptation is a key element of India's developmental efforts. Over 2 million beneficiaries receive COVID-19 vaccination in India. Washington says it will ensure that US technology does not support China's malign activities. Security Council reforms must reflect 21st century realities, says UN General Assembly President. And in cricket, Pakistan reduced to 33 runs for 4 wickets in the opening test match against South Africa. India celebrated its 72nd Republic Day with zeal and pride. The main function was held at Rajpath in the national capital, where President Ramnath Kovind took the salute of the parade. India's military might, cultural diversity, social and economic progress were on display during the Republic Day celebrations at the majestic Rajpath. Two tableaus, 17 from states and union territories, 9 from various ministries or departments and paramilitary forces, and 6 from the Ministry of Defence were rolled down the Rajpath. Some of the highlights of the tableau were Vision for Carbon-Neutral Ladakh, Sun Temple of Modhera, Gujarat, Tea Tribes of Assam, Splendorous Sounds of Chhattisgarh's folk music, Choir of Kerala were among other attractions. Tableau of Digital India, 4 Labour Codes, Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, New India and Vocal for Local, CRPF and BRO drew accolades. School children performed Bajasal dance of Odisha, Tamil Nadu's folk dance, and theme dances on Hum Fit to India Fit and Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Rafale fighter jets inducted into the Indian Air Force IAF last year were the showstopper at the flypast with the vertical Charlie formation. A Rafale jet with 2 Jaguar deep penetration strike aircraft and 2 MiG-29 air superiority fighters conducted the Eklavya formation at a height of 300 meters and a speed of 780 kilometers per hour. 5 Rafale fighter planes were formally inducted into the IAF in September last year. A total of 38 Indian Air Force IAF aircrafts participated in the flypast this year. The Trinitra formation, comprising of 3 Sukhoi 30 MKIs, the 3 aircraft split outwards and upwards, forming a trishul in the sky, enthralling the audience. Indigenously developed main battle tank of the Indian Army, T-90 Bhishma, Infantry Combat Vehicle BMP-2, BrahMos Weapon System, Pinaka Bridge Laying Tanks T-72, Samvijay electronic warfare system were the main attractions. Naval tableau titled Swarnam Vijay Vash showcased the Indian Navy's attack on the Karachi harbour in 1971. 122-member proud contingent of the Bangladesh Armed Forces also marched on Rajpath. The Republic Day parade ceremony started in the morning with Prime Minister Narendra Modi visiting the National War Memorial, where he led the nation in paying solemn tributes to the fallen heroes by laying a wreath. The national flag was unfurled, followed by the national anthem with a booming 21-gun salute. The parade commenced with President Ramnath Kovind taking the salute.
This time, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the parade route had been shortened. The parade started from Vijay Chowk as usual, but culminated at the National Stadium instead of ending at the Red Fort. Only around 25,000 spectators were allowed to witness the parade as compared to the average of 1.15 lakh people every year. Children below 15 years of age and elderly with comorbidities were not permitted. This year, there was no chief guest from foreign country due to the pandemic. The event was held following all necessary COVID-19 preventive protocols. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has greeted the people of India on the occasion of Republic Day. In a video message, he said UK and India are working side by side to free humanity from the coronavirus pandemic. Mr. Johnson was due to be in New Delhi as the chief guest at the Republic Day parade, but had to call off the visit following the outbreak of a new deadlier variant of coronavirus in the UK. In his message, the UK PM reiterated his plan to visit India in the coming months. Mr. Johnson said two countries are working side by side to develop, produce and distribute vaccines that will help to free humanity from the pandemic. He said because of combined efforts of Britain, India and many other nations, we are on the road to success against COVID. Sri Lankan Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has extended greetings to Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the occasion of India's 72nd Republic Day. Mahinda Rajapaksa, in a tweet, has extended warmest wishes to Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the people of India on the occasion of the 72nd Republic Day on behalf of the government of Sri Lanka and its people.
Extending greetings on the occasion of the 72nd Republic Day, Russian President Vladimir Putin said that India plays an important constructive role in addressing the regional and global issues. In a congratulatory message to his Indian counterpart Ramnath Kovind and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Putin lauded the successes achieved by India in the economic, social, scientific, technical and other spheres. He added that Russia values the relation of the privileged strategic partnership between New Delhi and Moscow. He said that Russia values the relations of the privileged strategic partnership that exists between our states. Putin wished good health, success and prosperity to all the Indian citizens. Afghan peace negotiator Abdullah Abdullah has extended greetings to the Indian government and the people of India on the occasion of the 72nd Republic Day. He said that he looks forward to further fostering the shared values between New Delhi and Kabul.
The Embassy of India in Beijing celebrated the 72nd Republic Day with zeal and enthusiasm with due diligence to COVID-19 protocols. The celebrations were also held at consulates in Guangzhou and Shanghai. Ambassador Vikram Misri unfurled the national flag, which was followed by singing of the national anthem. Mr. Misri read the Honorable President of India's address to the nation on the occasion. During his address, Mr. Misri hailed the values enshrined in the Constitution of India. This was followed by a short cultural program, including a soulful rendition of Vande Mataram. More from our Beijing correspondent.
Members from Indian community could not participate due to COVID-19 pandemic-related situation in Beijing and its adjoining provinces Hebei and Heilongjiang. There have been restrictions of movements, observation of prevention and control measures, and also prohibition on large gatherings. Nonetheless, Indians working in multilateral institutions and in other small groups celebrated the Republic Day in Beijing. Indian missions in South Korea and Japan also celebrated Republic Day following COVID-19 protocols by local governments. Indian community members joined the event online. Many South Korean leaders also joined the event online and congratulated India on its 72nd Republic Day, showing the bipartisan support to the India-Korea Special Strategic Partnership. Not only this, both in South Korea and Japan, native citizens also gave online cultural performances along with Indian community members. Anshuman Mishra for World News, All India Radio, Beijing.
Prominent South Korean leader Mr. Lee Nak-yeon, former Prime Minister and current chairman of the ruling Democratic Party, congratulated India on its 72nd Republic Day.
나마스테 반갑습니다. 더불어민주당 대표 이낙연입니다. 제72주년 인도 공화국의 날을 여러분과 함께 경축합니다. 인도는 인류 문명의 발상지 가운데 하나로 5,000년을 꽃피운 자랑스러운 국가입니다. 암울한 식민 통치도 겪었으나 명예롭게 싸워 독립했고 공화국을 세웠습니다. 그리고 이제는 세계에서 가장 주목받는 경제 도약을 이루고 있습니다. 인도의 애국 선열과 국민 모두께 경의를 표합니다. 대한민국도 역사적 경험이 인도와 공통됩니다. 식민 통치를 받는 아픔을 겪었고 또 독립했습니다. 전쟁의 폐허를 이겨내고 경제 강국으로 도약하고 있습니다. 한국과 인도는 지리적으로 가깝지 않습니다. 그러나 고대부터 수천 년 동안 우리는 가깝게 지내왔습니다. 두 나라의 고대 왕국은 혈연으로 맺어졌습니다. 인도 시인 타고르는 식민 치하의 한국을 동방의 등불이라고 치하하며 한국 백성을 격려했습니다. 문재인 대통령과 모디 인도 총리는 서로를 신뢰하며
The diaspora community of Bangladesh also celebrated the Republic Day with enthusiasm in Dhaka. The High Commission of India in Dhaka organized the Republic Day program, inviting Indians in Dhaka to participate in the event. Our Dhaka correspondent has filed this report.
The 72nd Republic Day was celebrated in Bangladesh today with great enthusiasm by the Indian community in Dhaka. High Commissioner of India to Bangladesh, Vikram Doraiswamy, hoisted the flag in the Chancery premises. After the flag hoisting ceremony, the High Commissioner read out parts of the President's address to the nation delivered on the eve of the Republic Day. Members of the Indian community in Dhaka participated in the Republic Day celebration at the Chancery premises. During the program, High Commissioner Vikram Doraiswamy interacted with the Indian community members. Republic Day was celebrated in other parts of Bangladesh also. Assistant High Commissions of India in Sylhet, Khulna and Chittagong celebrated the Republic Day with flag hoisting in the Chancery premises. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina of Bangladesh extended her warm greetings to India on the occasion of the Republic Day. In her letter addressed to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Sheikh Hasina termed the relationship between the two countries as special. Rajesh Jha, AIR News, Dhaka.
Indian Embassy in Kathmandu celebrated the Republic Day with enthusiasm. Vinay Mohan Quatra, the Indian ambassador to Nepal, hoisted the national flag at the Embassy of India in Kathmandu. The ambassador felicitated Veer Nari, the war widows and next of kin of deceased soldiers, by disbursing their dues worth Nepali rupees 3.68 crore and a blanket to each. The embassy also gifted books to 50 libraries and educational institutions spread across all the provinces of Nepal. Mr. Quatra later hosted a reception at the India House. Nepal Foreign Minister Pradeep Kumar Guavli graced the occasion as the chief guest according to the statement. On this occasion, the former Nepal President Ram Baran Yadav launched the India-Nepal Alumni Network Sampark along with the website www.samparkbharatnepal.com in the presence of other distinguished alumni. The event was attended by prominent leaders, officials, artists, journalists and public personalities who have studied in India. They were facilitated for their significant contribution to strengthening people-to-people links between India and Nepal. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that climate adaptation is more significant today than ever before, and it is a key element of India's developmental efforts. Addressing Climate Adaptation Summit through video conferencing, Mr. Modi said, "We have promised ourselves that we will not just meet our Paris Agreement targets, but exceed them."
We have promised ourselves that we will not just meet our Paris Agreement targets, but exceed them. We will not just arrest environmental degradation, but reverse it. And we will not just create new capacities, but make them an agent for global good. Our action shows our commitment. We are targeting 450 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity by 2030. We are promoting LED lights and saving 38 million tons of carbon dioxide emissions annually. We are going to restore 26 million hectares of degraded land by 2030.
The Prime Minister said Government of India is providing clean cooking fuel to 80 million rural households and connecting 64 million households to piped water supply. He invited leaders to the 3rd International Conference on Disaster Resilient Infrastructure later this year in India. The Prime Minister said India welcomes the Climate Adaptation Summit and applauds the leadership of Prime Minister of the Netherlands, Mark Rutte, towards this cause. The government has announced Padma Awards on the occasion of the Republic Day. 7 persons will get Padma Vibhushan. They include former Japan Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, sculptor Sudarshan Sahu and Islamic scholar Maulana Wahiduddin Khan. 10 persons will get Padma Bhushan. They include former Lok Sabha Speaker Sumitra Mahajan, singer K.S. Chitra, prominent poet Chandrasekhara Khambara and retired civil servant Nripendra Mitra. 102 persons will get the Padma Shri. 102 persons will get the Padma Shri. They include social worker Sindhutai Sapkal, musician Bombay Jayashree, British film director Peter Brook and Greek Indologist Nicholas Kazanazas. Former Governor of Goa, late Mridula Sinha, Spanish-Indian Jesuit priest and author, late Father Vallis, will be given the award posthumously. The list includes many unsung heroes of the country. This is All India Radio giving you the world news.
3 steps to stay protected and stay safe from COVID-19. Wear face mask, 2 gaz ki doori to maintain social distancing, maintain hand and face hygiene.
Government of India today said that more than 2 million beneficiaries have received the vaccination under the nationwide COVID-19 vaccination exercise. The Union Health Ministry said in the past 24 hours, more than 400,000 people were inoculated across 7,764 sessions. Meanwhile, the country's COVID-19 recovery rate has reached 96.90%, with total recovery of more than 15,000 patients in the past 24 hours. The ministry said that more than 1 crore 3 lakh patients have already recovered from this disease. COVID-19 active cases are on a continuously declining trajectory in the country. Washington has said that it will ensure that U.S. technology does not support China's malign activities. A State Department spokesperson said on Monday that President Joe Biden is committed to making sure that Chinese companies cannot misuse and misappropriate American data. The spokesperson added that it will ensure that U.S. technology does not end up supporting China's malign activities.
Janet Yellen has won the Senate confirmation as the first woman to lead the U.S. Treasury. The Senate voted 84-15 to confirm Yellen for the post. House of Representatives Democrats today delivered to the Senate a charge of impeachment against former President Donald Trump. They accused Trump of inciting insurrection in a speech to supporters before the January 6th storming of the U.S. Capitol. U.S. President Joe Biden has signed an executive order aimed at closing loopholes in existing Buy American provisions. The new order will apply to about a third of the $600 billion in goods and services the federal government buys each year. The order will make any waivers more transparent and create a senior White House role to oversee the process. The move will leverage the purchasing power of the U.S. government to strengthen domestic manufacturing and create markets for the new technologies. Mr. Biden also reiterated plans announced on the campaign trail to replace the fleet of federal cars with U.S.-made electric vehicles.
United Nations General Assembly President has said that the Security Council reforms must reflect 21st century realities. Volkan Bozkir, President of the 75th session of the United Nations General Assembly on Monday, underscored the importance of effectiveness and efficiency for all bodies of the United Nations so that the organization can deliver results for people everywhere. Mr. Bozkir was speaking at an informal plenary meeting of the General Assembly on intergovernmental negotiations on Security Council reforms. Mr. Bozkir said that it is crucial than ever that the UN, including UNSC, is fit for purpose and reflects the realities of the 21st century. The effectiveness of the UN and all its bodies is important not only to individual member states but also for the reputation of the UN as a whole. He also recalled the 5 clusters identified in the General Assembly decision 62/557 regarding reforms. The clusters include categories of membership, the question of the veto, regional representation, size of an enlarged Security Council and its working methods, and relationship between the General Assembly and the Security Council. The statement by the UNGA President has very relevance that G4 nations, including India, Germany, Brazil and Japan, have been calling for a decisive push for the long-delayed reforms of the UN Security Council. Speaking to All India Radio, the UN Resident Coordinator in India, Ms. Renata Desalian, commended the pivotal role played by India during the formative phase of the UN and supported India's bid for permanent seat at the UN Security Council.
We have the UN Security Council with its 5 permanent veto-yielding members, which basically represent the global power structure after World War II. And yet they have a legally binding mandate. And so this is quite a big challenge. I mean, we have a central body with teeth that no longer represents the geopolitical realities of today. And as you know very well, India has been very vocal on this, and rightly so. India certainly deserves, to have a permanent seat on the Security Council.
The Italian Cabinet Office has said that Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte would hand in his resignation to the head of state on Tuesday after convening the cabinet to inform ministers of his decision. Conte lost his absolute majority in the upper house Senate last week when a junior partner, the Italia Viva party headed by former Premier Matteo Renzi, quit in a row over the government's handling of the coronavirus crisis and economic recession.
UN agencies are ramping up efforts on Tuesday to help communities in Mozambique hit hard by the tropical cyclone Eloise. Cyclone Eloise made landfall near Beira, a major city in the central Mozambique, on with high winds, heavy rains and severe flooding. According to the UN Office for Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, more than 176,000 people have been affected, including several thousand displaced. Jens Lark, an OCHA spokesperson, said that the most urgent humanitarian needs identified so far include food, tents, drinking water, hygiene kits, COVID-19 prevention materials, mosquito nets and blankets. He has also called for more resources to fund the response. The Netherlands police has detained more than 180 people in a third night of unrest in cities across the country. In Netherlands, rioters set fires, threw rocks and looted stores in violence triggered by a night curfew aimed at curbing the coronavirus. The first curfew since World War II followed a warning by the National Institute for Health, RIVM, over a new wave of infections due to the British variant of the virus and was imposed on Saturday in the country despite weeks of declines in the new infections.
The UK's health ministry has said that it will share its genomic sequencing capabilities with other countries to help quicker to identify new variants of the coronavirus. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has warned the prospect of a vaccine-busting variant could mean that lockdown measures are needed for longer and new travel restrictions are introduced. The UK said that it had carried out more than half the SARS-CoV-2 genome sequences submitted to a global database. It added that the country would launch a new variant assessment platform which could be used for coronavirus variants and also future pandemics. Health Minister Matt Hancock said that the UK's new variant assessment platform would provide to better understand the virus and how it spreads and would also boost global capacity to understand coronavirus. The three major variants of concern identified so far were discovered in Britain, South Africa and Brazil. All three variants are thought to be more transmissible. Meanwhile, the UK's health minister and health officials have said that they believe the Pfizer and AstraZeneca vaccines being rolled out. U.S. President Joe Biden has signed an order barring non-U.S. citizens who have recently been in South Africa from entering the United States from Saturday. The order also reimposes an entry ban set to expire on Tuesday on nearly all non-U.S. travelers who have been in Brazil, the United Kingdom, Ireland and 26 countries in Europe. Earlier, the U.S. State Department and Centers for Disease Control and Prevention Director CDC urged U.S. citizens to reconsider travel abroad and to postpone all non-essential travel in the wake of outbreak of the new COVID-19 virus variant.
The chief economist of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, Geeta Gopinath, has said that preliminary estimates show U.S. President Joe Biden's proposed $1.9 trillion economic stimulus package could boost U.S. economic output by 5% over the next 3 years. Geeta Gopinath said in a news conference that the measures in the proposed package could add as much as 1.5% to the U.S. growth in 2021, when the IMF projects the U.S. economy will expand by 5.1% after a 3.4% contraction in 2020. The World Health Organization WHO issued fresh clinical advice on Tuesday for treating COVID-19 patients, including those displaying persistent symptoms after recovery. The WHO has also said that it advised using low-dose anticoagulants to prevent blood clots. WHO spokeswoman Margaret Harris said in a UN briefing in Geneva that COVID-19 patients at home should have the use of pulse oximetry for measuring the oxygen levels. She said that the WHO advised clinicians to put patients into the awake-prone position on their front, shown to improve the oxygen flow.
Now let us take a look at the major developments around the world as reported in the foreign press. New York Times has reported that Brazil-based variant of COVID-19 virus has been found in the U.S. The Guardian writes that Italy's Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte has resigned. Sputnik News has reported that Russia's COVID-19 vaccine Sputnik V has been registered by Iran. Daily Sun writes that Bangladesh and India will launch a joint student satellite this year from private sector to inspire young generation in scientific research and space education. Moving on to sports and cricket, Pakistan reduced to 33 runs for 4 wickets in the opening test match against South Africa on day 1. A quick look at the headlines once again. India's military might, cultural diversity, social and economic progress on display at Rajpath on 72nd Republic Day. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says climate adaptation is a key element on India's developmental efforts. Over 2 million beneficiaries receive COVID-19 vaccination in India. Washington says it will ensure that US technology does not support China's malign activities. Security Council reforms must reflect 21st century reality, says UN General Assembly President. And in cricket, Pakistan reduced to 33 runs for 4 wickets in the opening test match against South Africa. India is celebrating the 151st birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. Before we end, let's listen to his favorite bhajan, Vaishnavajan, by artists from Australia on their National Day.
Vaishnavajan to
And with that, we end this bulletin. See you at the same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.